Fan theory. Fan theory. Fan theory. Snakes in heaven are actually dragons. There are two words in Hebrew for snake, Nachach and Seraph. Nachach comes from the verb meaning to hiss, but it also means to divine or to enchant. Seraph means fiery serpent, and the plural for seraph is seraphim. There's one time in the King James Bible where instead of translating seraphim, they just transliterate it. This is in Isaiah's vision, where he sees seraphim as heavenly beings or angels around the throne of God with 6 wings who bring a coal and put it on his lips, and as the coal hits his lips, it purifies him. Whereas story in Numbers, instead of seraphim being heavenly beings, they are translated to be fiery serpents that come and bite the people. What if Isaiah didn't see heavenly human-shaped angels with 6 wings, but instead snakes with 6 wings and hands or something to put the coal on his lips? What is that? What is a snake with wings and maybe legs? It's totally a dragon, right? It's a dragon. Or Drakōn, meaning great serpent. Seraphs aren't the only example where we have serpents with wings or feathered serpents or something like that. Herodotus wrote in a history about the Middle East where there were serpents with wings that would guard the frankincense trees. In Egypt, they had legends of winged snakes and even put statues of them in front of their temples to guard them. We can just take the example of the Chinese snake, or the Chinese dragon, which was a snake that would fly around and occasionally had legs too. And then we have the example of the Mesoamerican god Quetzalcoatl, which literally means feathered serpent. And this has a lot of links to the word Nachach in Hebrew. Quetzalcoatl was a diviner. He was the one who traveled to the underworld and brought back visions and messages. But wait, snakes are supposed to be evil, like the devil is a snake or something like that, right? Actually, this isn't always the case, and it may even be argued that snakes have been a more common symbol for the Savior than they have been for the devil. For example, Quetzalcoatl is also the creator. He was known for the one that would descend into the underground and then return back up. In central Italy, Angita was the goddess of healing. In central India, Naga and Nagi represented rebirth, death, and immortality. The bull of Hygieia and the rod of Asclepius are both linked with healing from Greek mythology. In fact, the German Apotheke or pharmacy uses the bull of Hygieia in its sign. And the Judeo-Christian tradition is no different. John 3:14 says, "And as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so must the Son of Man be lifted up." To ancient Jews especially, Hebrew numerology became something very important. Like Roman numerals, every letter was given a specific numerical value. The sum of these words became very important. Now, the word Nachach, or snake, added up to 358. Can you guess what the word Messiah or Messiah added up to? Yep, 358. But wait, snakes are evil, like the dragon in Revelations or the fiery serpents. They've been evil ever since the Garden of Eden, which is where this all comes back together. Satan is the great counterfeiter. He deceives by imitation. If he wanted to deceive Adam and Eve, then what better form to take than a symbol of Christ? Now, at the end of that story, we have the snake being cursed that everyone will hate him. True enough. And the second curse is this: "Because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life." So, he wasn't going upon his belly before, and that's a curse that came later? I don't know. You tell me. Mind blown. Now, whether or not snakes actually had wings before isn't really important. But what is important is that we understand the symbols of Christ and how they represent his nature. Obviously, it's not very important whether or not snakes have wings in heaven. What is important is that we understand the symbols of Christ and we understand how Satan will use those to deceive even the very elect. But I'd be super interested to know what your thoughts are on this subject. Let me know down in the comments. I have links to all my sources in the disdains, and I will see you next week.